Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my course. In this course, we'll learn how to build an Nginx load balancer for a cluster of Node API servers for development and production. We will also serve up a React app to contact the load balancer and hence the Node API cluster. Everything will be coded from scratch and built with Docker Compose. To demonstrate what we're going to build, first let me show you everything spun up in development. So now that everything's been set up, in both development and production, we will have Nginx running on port 80. So if we just go to localhost, here is what our project looks like. And so the UI isn't anything special, it's more so the backend that's pretty cool. So let me show you, for example, what happens. Over here is let me make this size actually a bit smaller and expand this. Over here we can see the logs of our Docker containers. So we have our Nginx container and also our Node containers. If I spam this, for example, like this, note how different Node containers are being hit. So we have Node 3, which is of course an API server in our cluster. We have Node 1 and we have Node 2. And they're also coming through Nginx, which is our load balancer, distributing these requests. You may also notice how Node 1 is contacted a lot more than the other ones. And this is because we're also going to go over how to set weights with our Nginx load balancer. But what's also cool about this is in development, we have both live code updates for both our React app and also our Express server or our Node servers. So for example, say in our app, I just want to change the load balancer to, let's just say cheese, and I save it. We have it instantly reflected right here. Let me change it back, or this way, change it back, and we can see it's reflected again. And we have the same thing done with the server. So if I go to server.js here, and let's say I'm just going to log out, this course is awesome. We can see all of our servers instantly restart and it's logged to the container. And not just one of them, but all of the Node clusters, all of the Node servers in our cluster. So we're going to go over how to do all of this. And of course, we're going to learn lots of other things like security. So how to protect our Node API servers with Nginx and also Docker. So for example, our servers are listening on port 4001. But if we try and contact this port, then we won't get anything because our Node servers are protected behind our load balancer. But so that's development. And of course, production is going to be less making the development experience better, but more so the production one by minimizing things and stuff like that. And so to spin up everything for production, all we have to do is instead of supplying our development files, we just supply our production ones. And then if I run up like this, we can see, for example, we're omitting, or for example, in our production, we'll be omitting development dependencies, bundling everything, minimizing, and all stuff like that, which you'll learn how to do. But now we can see everything is up and running, and we set our production server to be listening on port 5001 for the servers, but we're still going to be listening on localhost port 80. So we can see all this stuff coming in through here. But in production, our React app has been bundled into its minimal assets for easy deployment. And so unlike in development, there won't be live code updates. So if I change this course is awesome, for example, it won't be reflected because this is a production environment. But so that's what we're going to build in this course. It's important to note that this course is not for beginners. It's not beginner friendly, so it requires knowledge of both Docker and Docker Compose. We're also going to build a React app from scratch using Webpack. So it'd be also useful if you have some knowledge on module bundlers, but I go pretty in depth on what they are and how to work with them. So you'll see that in action too. And also each lesson is going to be in article format with some videos added to further clarify a topic. And the code for each lesson will be available for download at the top of the article. So if I go to my courses website, and this is the course right here, if we can preview this one, project architecture, which goes over on how the architecture works, you'll get some helpful images. These are the videos I'm kind of talking about, but it'll all be in this format for the entire course. And there will be a download code button at the top to download the code for the particular lesson. So I hope you consider getting this course. If you have any questions or think something should be added to the course, feel free to contact me at wittcode@gmail.com. But besides that, happy coding.